Can't look at it this way. Gambling is all odds. It's pure mathematics.
Please let me finish.
Night, a desert highway. A single black car, Kit, slices through the darkness. Silent, impossible, predatory. A red scanner light pulses in the grille, sweeping from left to right. The heartbeat of a machine that thinks. He was not just a car, he was steel, circuits, and attitude. Kit stands for Knight Industries 2000. The car that made every kid in the 80s believe their Honda could talk back. But behind the glossy hood and the futuristic voice, actors threatening to quit, exploding cars, a lead actor who became a rock star because of Germany, and the studio that nearly canceled the show after the pilot. Tonight, we separate fact from fable. NBC executives called it ridiculous. A talking car. This will destroy us. Michael Landon. Yes, Little House on the Prairie. Michael Landon was originally offered a creative involvement position. He passed. Then came Glenn A. Larson, who was already a TV legend with Battlestar Galactica and Magnum P.I. He pitched Knight Rider as the Lone Ranger, but the horse is a car. Fact or fable? It is a fact. Larson literally wrote Tonto equals Kit on his pitchboard. NBC reluctantly agreed, but only if the show was cheap. Spoiler, it was not cheap. Kit became a cultural icon, but the myth goes they only used one car for the series. This was a fable. They used between 14 and 22 cars, depending on who tells the story. There was a hero car for interiors, an insert car for stunt rigs, a jump car for destruction shots, and the legendary Barrett Value car, the one collectors drool over. The studio had 3 rules. Do not talk about kit budget, do not reveal kit stunt doubles, and if the car explodes, blame it on stock footage. Kit's dashboard was built with aircraft parts, literally repurposed military avionics. Rumor has it the lights were controlled by a guy with a dimmer switch off camera. Fact, Kit's red scanner was controlled by a bored intern. At the center of this neon storm stood one man, David Hasselhoff. He did not just act on Knight Rider, he became Knight Rider. The rumor was he traveled with an entourage and insisted people call him the Hoff. This is a fable, early on. But after Knight Rider became a hit, it became a fact. His ego inflated faster than Kit's turbo boost. Casting Hasselhoff was chaos. Some NBC execs thought he was too pretty to be believable. Another producer said he was hired because he looked like a cross between Conan and a Calvin Klein ad. Another rumor said Kit and Hasselhoff fought for screen time. This was a fact. Kind of. Hasselhoff complained Kit was getting more punchlines. Kit's voice actor, William Daniels, once told him, "David, remember, I am the star." Brutal. William Daniels, stern, refined, dripping with judgment. He did all voice work after scenes were filmed. Hasselhoff never actually spoke to him live. Rumor. Hasselhoff acted to an empty car that beeped. Fact. He reacted to a cassette recording of placeholder dialogue. Daniels refused. Cast meetups, table reads, and visiting set at all. When Hasselhoff first met Daniels years later, he said, "It feels like meeting God." Daniels responded, "I am not God. I'm just smarter than you." Savage. Turbo boost. The most unnecessarily dramatic way to jump a 2,000-pound car. Stunt drivers hated it. Executives hated how expensive it was. Larson, he loved it. A rumor was that every turbo boost jump destroyed a car, which is a fact. They wrecked real Pontiac Trans Ams so often they had to buy them directly from GM, and eventually GM refused to sell them parts. One driver cracked his ribs landing a jump. He returned to set the next day. Why? Because nothing says 80s TV stuntman like morphine and bad decisions. Knight Rider wasn't just a show about a car saving Michael Knight. It was a show about a car dying for television. There's a persistent rumor among fans that every time Kit jumped, they destroyed a car. This is a fact. Stunt coordinators built sacrificial kits, stripped down frames designed to be wrecked, rebuilt, and wrecked again. Some cars lasted 3 jumps, some lasted 1. Crew members joked about an offset junkyard known as the KITT Graveyard. They even tagged each wreck with a Sharpie, jumped, rolled, and exploded. Oops. Rumor: one KITT flew off a ramp and vanished into the bushes. Fact: it was never found intact. The studio billed it as Lost in Action. Knight Rider turned David Hasselhoff into a star. And he liked being a star. But fame has side effects. Rumors were that Hasselhoff became unbearable on set. Fact: with nuance. The Hoff worked insane hours, 12 to 16-hour shoot days, then did press tours, stunts, and live events. He was exhausted. He snapped a lot. The tensions boiled down to 3 problems. KITT got more punchlines. Hasselhoff hated retakes. Producers kept rewriting lines for the car. One day, after a particularly dramatic rewrite session, Hasselhoff reportedly yelled, "Stop giving the car my jokes." That's when William Daniels, voice of KITT, calmly sipping tea, replied, "Perhaps the car delivers them better." Savage. In America, Hasselhoff was known as the Knight Rider guy. In Germany, he was as big as Elvis. One rumor was that he outsold Michael Jackson in Germany. Fact: his album Looking for Freedom went #1 for 8 consecutive weeks. Some even thought he helped reunify Germany. Fable. But Germans really did treat him like a symbol of Western freedom. Hasselhoff milked it with sold-out concerts, magazine covers, and fans crying when he waved. Meanwhile, in America, tabloids called him the guy with the talking car. He once said, "In Germany, I'm the Beatles. In America, I'm the punchline." He wasn't wrong. When Knight Rider ended, Hasselhoff assumed movies would follow. Instead, he faced a career panic. He wasn't getting the scripts he wanted. He wasn't taken seriously in Hollywood. And then came the moment that changed everything. Hasselhoff invested his own money into a little show called Baywatch. NBC canceled it after 1 season. Hasselhoff fought to bring it back. He moved it to syndication, the TV graveyard. Everyone said, "It'll die." Instead, Baywatch became the most watched television show on Earth, averaging 1 billion viewers per week across global markets. Knight Rider gave him fame. Baywatch gave him immortality. Knight Rider stunts weren't CGI and they weren't safe. Rumor was a driver fractured ribs doing a jump. Fact: a turbo boost required 140 kilometers per hour run-up. Hidden ramp, blind landing. Some jumps were done with 0 testing. One stunt went wrong so badly that the car flipped, bounced, and landed upside down near a lighting rig. The driver crawled out, dazed, and said, "Did we get the shot?" 80s stuntmen were built differently. NBC wanted family-friendly adventure. Glenn A. Larson wanted grit, espionage, danger. Hasselhoff wanted something else entirely. More KITT, less talking. Executives argued weekly. Rumor: Hasselhoff threatened to walk off unless KITT got more action. Partially fact: he wanted more car stunts, fewer moral speeches. NBC finally caved. Season 3 was marketed as more speed, more danger, more KITT. The show peaked. Then the fall began. By season 4, ratings dipped. Stunts got repetitive. Storylines got absurd. The biggest fable? Knight Rider was canceled due to low ratings. The fact was, Hasselhoff wanted out. He'd already signed onto Baywatch. NBC offered to retool Knight Rider. He refused. Michael Knight is done. The studio reluctantly ended the show, but Knight Rider never died. It just shifted legends. When filming wrapped in 1986, the real hero didn't get a wrap party. The stunt team stripped several of the damaged cars for parts. Some were crushed for scrap, but 3 real KITTs survived. Rumors are one sits in a private vault guarded like the Mona Lisa. Fact: collector Michael Sheffey, who originally built KITT's dashboard, restored one car to exact screen accuracy and keeps it in climate-controlled storage. Another KITT was bought by a fan with a bizarre condition. No one sits in the driver's seat except me. The third KITT? Stolen. Not a rumor. Fact: A fully restored kit disappeared from a transport garage in the early 2000s. Police never recovered it. Fans speculate it's hidden in a private European collection. Hollywood tried to restart Knight Rider multiple times. Knight Rider 2000, TV movie 1991, Team Knight Rider 1997, Knight Rider Reboot Series 2008. Rumor: the reboots failed because they didn't have kit. Fable: they failed because they didn't have heart. The original wasn't just tech and stunts, it was a story about one man can make a difference. Fans didn't want faster cars. They wanted Michael Knight, the man who believed in doing good when no one else would. In 2019, Hasselhoff finally said, "Knight Rider is part of my DNA." He still owns original jackets, kit steering yoke, multiple scanner bars. When asked if he'd ever return to the role, he said, "If the story is about redemption, not nostalgia," and he meant it. He wants the movie to show a broken hero finding purpose again. Fans are still waiting. Where are they now? David Hasselhoff, Michael Knight, went on to star in Baywatch, was Germany's best-selling pop star, and is in the Guinness World Record for most watched man on TV. William Daniels, the voice of Kit, became Mr. Feeney on Boy Meets World and is still a legend who refuses to say turbo boost on command. Glenn A. Larson, the creator, passed away in 2014 and left behind one of the most influential TV careers in history. The Cars, 3 remain verified, 1 missing, and 1 in private mint condition restoration. Knight Rider wasn't about the tech, or the stunts, or even the car. It was about the idea that doing the right thing matters even when the world ignores you. One man can make a difference, and one car made us believe it. Next episode, we trade Kit's scanner bar for Hawaiian shirts and a Ferrari. Rumors were Tom Selleck had to turn down Indiana Jones to film Magnum P.I. The mustache had its own clause in his contract, and they blew up a Ferrari by accident. We'll separate fact from fable.